In this video, we are going to set up MySQL for our Django project using Xampp. So let's head over to Xampp and download latest version, which is 7.2.7. I'll choose for my operating system, which is Windows. It opens up a couple of tabs, so I'll close them. Once the download gets completed, make sure that you run this executable as an administrator. I'll ignore the warnings and I'll set up Xampp with all the default settings. It will take a brief moment. I'll select Microsoft Edge. So my installation is getting completed. This is the Xampp control panel. I'll choose default English language. I'll need to start Apache as well as MySQL. I'll minimize this window. I'll open up my phpMyAdmin. Over here on the left side, I try to log out, but it's not. So what we need to do over here is that we need to set up a password for our phpMyAdmin's MySQL. So I'll go to Xampp, where my setup has been done. Inside that phpMyAdmin, and I'll look for the file named as config.inc. Open it with my editor, which is Visual Studio Code, and over here at line number 19 I'll set it to the value cookie. And now let's see whether I can log out. Yes, now I can log out since we have not set any password. So I'll try by leaving it blank, and still I can log in. So we don't want that. So I'll give my password. Make sure that you remember this password since we are going to need it in our Django settings file. Now let's again try logging out. If I again try to log in by blank password, it will show me an error. So I'll use my password line, log in, and now I am able to log in. So now what I need to do is go to SQL tab. Over here I'll create a new database, MyDB, and over here I'll select UTF-8. It's let's see if we can find, yeah, UTF-8 general CI, and I'll select create. So this has created my new database, and on the left side I can see it over here. That's my database, MyDB, which will have a default username root and the password that we provided. I'll now navigate to my project folder. It's inside my D drive, and over here I'll now activate my virtual environment, cd into the project. To connect to MySQL database, we need an adapter, that's MySQL client. So if you do pip install MySQL client, probably you are going to hit with an error. So I encountered this error. I'll show you how to fix this. So what you need to do is go to this link. I'll provide it in the description. Make sure to check it out. And over here I'll search for MySQL client. So these are wheels that I can use to install on my system. So I'll check my Python version, which is 3.6.4. It's 64-bit. So over here I can see the wheel for my Python version, and I verified that it's 64-bit. So I'll go forward and download for 64-bit. Once this is downloaded, I'll open it up and copy this file into my project folder. It's inside D. Over here I'll paste it. Now over here I'll quit Python, and now again I'll try to install the file through pip command. I've given the pip install and my file name, and this has successfully installed MySQL client. So I'll clear my screen and let's move forward. So now what we need to do is open our settings.py file. Go ahead to your databases section. I'll copy and paste my previous database settings and make changes for our new database. So I had provided password admin123, so I have left it admin123. Make sure that you provided the password that you have given it during the Xampp changing password process for MySQL. And now I'll try to do migrate, python manage.py migrate. This shall create the tables into our database of MySQL. So let's head over to our phpMyAdmin. Again I'll log in. Everything is okay, and over here I can see all my tables being created, the 10 tables. So these are all created by our Django project. So now what I need to do is create a super user. Python manage.py create super user, and I'll provide a shorter name. You can leave email address blank, provide it with a password. The super user has been created successfully, so we'll check it out. Our site is up and running. Let's go to admin. Over here I'll provide my super user credentials. And here it is. So users and groups have been fetched from our database, and as well as this record.
Thank you.